Okay, guys, we're back on the Ironman Saga. Haven't done a whole lot yet, but remember we established the deed in the last video. Excuse me. Go down into the cave we started. That's all of our nonsense in there. Nothing has changed. Oh, apparently I have an affinity for pole arms. Didn't realize that. All right. Actually, we'll leave that open. Okay, so uh, this is all the nonsense we're carrying. So let's go here. We're gonna drop. I forgot what we were even working on. So we need iron. Oh, that's right. We need a fire so that we can get iron ore. So we've got two crude pickaxe. Oh, we've got the iron pickaxe here. There's an iron lump, but it's not very much. Sorry, just trying to get my bearings again. It's been a few days. Okay, so we're just going to start a fire here. And remember, if you don't have, if you're doing an Ironman or you lose your steel and flint, get some wood scraps, and we're going to combine these guys so we know we've got enough. We're going to right click the kindling, create furnaces, campfire. Failed the first time. Some of you are already used to seeing the failure on the campfires the first time. Didn't work, so we're going to try again. We need more, so we're going to put that in there. We're going to put the logs in there. Let's make one more kindling. Just in case the kindling is the issue. Combine, grab the wood scrap, create furnaces, campfire. Yep, it was the kindling. And you can do this other way as well. You can put the wood scraps here and the kindling here and do the campfire there. We only want one, so we're going to be ready to cancel out. And until you get your fire making skills up, you may fail a bit. I have a 54% chance. There we go. We're going to cancel out of the last one. Open this. We're going to put the two logs in there. We're going to put that iron lump in there. And we're going to go back over here. And for now, we're just going to dump the rest of this stuff in here so we're not carrying a bunch of stuff. So we don't need that. All of that can go in there. Kindling, the wood scraps, branches, all of this can go in there. All we need is the pickaxe at the moment. Because we want to be able to improve this pickaxe so we get better quality ore. Something of note, even if you're not playing Ironman, you need to be able to improve your weapons, your armor, and your tools. The starter pickaxe, for example, it is an iron pickaxe. I believe on this server it starts as a quality level of 10, I think. But you can't improve it. So you've got to make your own or buy one from another player that made it. The starter gear cannot be improved. You need to make your own to be able to improve it. And in order to get better quality gear, you need to be able to uh, have better quality ores or pelts or whatever. The raw materials used in crafting need to be better quality, and most of them can be improved once you make them or buy them. So keep that in mind. If you're using starter gear, once you establish a mine and you get some iron or you get some um, silver or whatever, and you can work with it. Maybe you found a lead vein, and lead is heavier, and it gives a bonus to crushing damage. You can find all of the bonuses for the ore values over on the Wurmpedia. They're not 100% accurate, but they're close. They're close enough to work with. I never say to follow Wurmpedia exclusively. Do some research, figure out, oh, we need to stop the mining because I have no stamina. Why do I have no stamina? Oh, because I'm climbing. Stop. That's another thing to check. Make sure you're not climbing. If you're losing stamina and you're not doing anything, not gaining it back, just standing still, make sure you're not that your climbing is not turned on. If you have no stamina, you will not get skill gains. And the whole goal of the game is the skill gains. You want to be able to gain skills in pretty much every aspect that you're interested in. You do not have to gain skills in everything. Like, for instance, carpentry, there's a toy making skill. The only toy I've found, and I have not done a lot of research on it, but the only one I found is a yo-yo. Um, as I understand it, on Wurm Online, they've actually added mechanics in for using the yo-yo as a weapon. There's actual yo-yo skills and whatnot. We don't have that in Unlimited. Um, so if you're interested in toy making, fine. But for the most part, that's the one of the few skills that I very rarely see anybody make any kind of improvement to. Okay, where's my ore? Right? Did it go in here? I think it went in here. Yep, iron ore right there. I'm not going to be able to take 180 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the fire as well without moving. And we'll shift that over into the fire. We do not have any other logs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the pickaxe in there. We're going to grab the crude shovel. So we don't have a shovel right now other than the crude. And remember, I said the crude pickaxes we're going to use on the stone to break those. Because I don't really care about the stone right now. Maybe you do. If that's the case, you don't want to use the crudes on the stone. You want to use a better quality pickaxe. But we're just trying to mine through and figure out what we got. What is... Oh, this is peat. Well, that'll fuel the fire right there. I forgot this was here. I was going to go up and all the way back there where we were before to get some, but okay. Well, peat is rather heavy, so we'll grab 3 of them, or whatever we can carry. It's going to take a quick second to get back down there, but we'll fuel the fire with the peat. We do need to find clay. So we can make a forge, but at the moment, we don't have enough room in that mine anyway. Now, I have seen other videos throughout the years of playing this game, other people doing multiple different things, and both in the Wurm Online and Wurm Unlimited versions. And while some of this is extremely boring and it's the same thing over and over and over again, I tend to change things up a little bit. So I'll do a little bit in one area, I'll go and do something else in another area, just to kind of keep the interest going. There we go. So we're going to take what we can. Oh, apparently we can carry 6. That's going to be more than enough to start with. I have a bowl right in front of me. I need wemp plants to make the fibers and a rope tool to make the... Put 3 of them in the fire to make the rope. Okay, now that's going to burn up. We're going to put the other 3 in here. Make things easier. We're going to go up and grab some more. But once I have a rope, I can lead this guy away from... Good gravy. Cows, sheep, bulls. Apparently they're all interested in what we're doing over here. All right, we got 3 more. That's good. Heat burns longer and slightly hotter than birch. And everything is based on the burn rate of birch. I believe peat is 4 times the burn. Oh, no, we don't want it in there. And then tar is 8 times the burn. And then you have things like, well, like the fruit trees and whatnot that are not birch that burn for a shorter amount of time. And you have certain trees that burn for a longer time. So, if I remember right, and don't quote me on it because I could be wrong, oak, for example, burns longer, I think, than peat does. So now what we need to do, we need to get some food. So, didn't we have logs around here somewhere? They may have already decayed. Oh, there's a log down here. We'll take that guy. Got plenty of birch trees around, so a few pines. I think that's a pine. Yep. The pines and the cedars look really similar. The birch has this white color bark. And then, of course, willows look very different. Oaks look very different. Each tree actually has their own model, just like each bush does. See, that is a cedar tree, but the bark itself looks the same. That's a pine tree. Not that one. This one is a pine tree, but the bark looks very similar to the cedar. And then when they're little shrubs like that, um, they look different as well. Okay, so what we need is our carving knife, which also needs to be improved. We're going to bring this in here, this in here, and we want give me a second, I got to look it up. I probably have the starter ingredients wrong. Oh, yeah, we need the strings of cloth and whatnot to make a net. So we're going to have to deal with foraging for now. But what we can do is try to create a wood staff. Remember, I have no gear whatsoever. So there's nothing on this tune, not even the belt, no backpack, no nothing. So staff is going to be it. The staff is widely considered the best PVE type of weapon because it carries the same um, DPS as the heavy axe, but it's faster. So now we have a weapon. We don't have any cotton, I don't think. Nope, we do not. Okay, we've got blueberries that we can eat. I'm just trying to be mindful of the food and the water. And I don't want to do any foraging right now, so okay, we can close that. We can close that. We want our shovel, which we have. Put this stuff in there. Notice I didn't have the window open. You can actually drag and drop as long as that box is highlighted. Same with the campfire. You can put stuff in the campfire or pretty much any other container type item. And open this up and I'll show you. See, the crude knife is right there. The wood scraps right there. There's the log. So it does put them in, so you don't have to worry about that. But we need to find open. Okay, we now have the lumps. We need to find clay. Combine those. I'm going to go back to the map real quick and take a look. This one. And actually, it looks like we might have a little bit of clay off to the side, the east of us. So let's go out and see if we can find it. Oh, we don't want to keep this. We want the lump iron to stay hot. Oh, good gravy. Stop that already. So it should be up and over here somewhere. There's sand. Might be over. That's rock, and they on the map it shows rock and clay is the same color. So let's go check over here at the shore. Because there's a nice patch over here at the shore that's the same color. Hopefully it's not rock. It's a little bit to trek, but right now we're just looking for basic resources. We need to know where we can find whatever it is we're looking for. And hopefully it's not too far away. That's rock. That one's rock. What's that up there? This all looks like rock. We need to find clay. So there's clearly no clay on the deed. And we have no idea. Oh, what's this? More rock. Oh, no, that is clay. All right then. Get our shovel going. And I'm going to wait for it to be a pile. Okay, now I can open this up. Those are 2 each. So we're going to get 10 clays. That'll be 20 weight, 20 kilos, kilograms, whatever the weight measurement is. I'm used to old games old style RPGs that it was measured in stones. So you may hear me say it's 20 stones, or whatever the weight is. Like the crude shovel's worth it weighs at 2 stones. Let's do one more, then we're going to pick up the pile. And we're going to combine these. Now, clay is going to go on this side. The hand is going to go on this side. We need a few different things. We don't need the clay bricks right now. We need, because these turn into pottery bricks, which are your standard red, bricks, like what you see in some high-rise type, the older high-rise type buildings, streets, that sort of thing. Brick walls. Those are the red bricks. They need to be fired in a campfire, an oven, a forge, a kiln, something along those lines to turn into pottery. All we have right now is the campfire, so we're going to be making we want to make 3 bowls. Because they're pretty easy. Oh, come on, give me the third one. Wow. If this one fails, we're just going to turn it back up to 3. There we go. We want 1 jar for now. It's just something to put water in. We don't necessarily need any of the rest of this for now. So we're at 18, so we're going to dig 1 more so that we've got an even 20. We can close this guy now. We'll take this. We'll head back over to the deed. And see, this one says that it can be improved by clay. So do the bowls. And if you're going to make pottery, you want to improve it first. I don't really care about the quality at the moment, but just to give you an example, I have the clay selected. It's a 9.54. I can improve this. It's going to raise my improvement skill. Up to the point of this. See, now I've damaged it, so I have to repair it first, which does take the quality level down a little. And I can attempt to improve it again, damage it again, and it's a rinse and repeat. Improve, repair, improve, repair. See, this time I don't have to repair it. I can just improve it again. Anytime it takes damage when you're trying to improve something, you have to repair it. Same goes with like the shovel. If this was a regular iron shovel, not the starter gear, not the crude shovel, but an actual crafted shovel, I would have to repair the damage on it before I could improve it. Nine point three, 9.03, excuse me. 9.1, see now it needs water. But we're not going to worry about that. That's just to show you that it's going to require different things. At some point, like with weapons and armor, they tend to require pelts. Tools require pelts down the road, and there are only certain creatures that'll give you a pelt. You can't just go out and kill a cow and get a pelt from it. It's not a pelt, it's a hide. And even those are few and far between. I think we're over here. Pretty sure of it. Yeah, there's the animal cluster. That's our rock pile right there, indicating our mine. So now I can take the bowls, put them in the fire, I can put the clay jar in the fire, and there they are. Now the iron lump, we wanted that. Open. We want to put our shovel and the rest of our clay in here. And we want not the crudes, we want the actual pickaxe, and I probably passed it. Yep, right there. That's got to go in the fire to improve it. It's got to get glowing hot as well. So for now, we're going to take these two pickaxes. Remember, we're going to use the worst one first. We have iron right there. That's just regular cave wall. So is that one. So we want to be able to expand a bit. So we'll start with this guy. And at some point, I'm going to get an error message saying you can't, that there's no room to mine. That is because That box is on the floor and it's already got a bunch of items in it. On most servers, unless they've been altered, mining through a wall takes a minimum of 50 hits. And some people will tell you that you need to prospect at the same skill level as your mining. Problem is, mining takes longer, so you can't do a 1-for-1. I haven't really done any prospecting, I don't believe. Yeah, I did just a tad. But basically, all you're doing is right here. You select a tile, you hit prospect. It's going to gather fragments of rock and analyze it. Well, you can't actually analyze until you get the skill past 20, but it says you you would mine stone rock shards here. After the analyze skill gets higher, when the prospecting skill gets higher, it's going to tell you what's in the surrounding tiles. So I'm not too worried about prospecting at the moment. That's an easier skill to bring up. It is a bit of a nightmare if you get too far behind on it, though. If you're only focused on mining and don't care about prospecting, don't worry about it. It's only to be able to tell you what other materials, be it different types of stone, different ores, whatever, are in surrounding areas. The pottery bowls that we just made will turn into, or excuse me, the clay bowls that we just made will turn into pottery bowls, and we can use those for hot food cooking. This crude pickaxe is about to break. Okay. Now we have this one, which will last a little longer, but not by much. It's only 2 quality higher, so it's still going to take damage pretty quickly. From here, we should be able to open this guy up. We're still at clay. Let's see, now this is glowing from heat, so that'll turn into a pottery jar here pretty soon. And same with the bowls. Pickaxe is only searing hot. It is not glowing from the heat, so we can't do anything with it yet. There's our pottery jar. Some of you may be asking why I chose to make a pottery jar, because that's a good place to put water. It holds more than the bowl. And I'll show you here in just a minute once these actions are done, because we're not far from the water. Okay, now our bowls are done as well. So we're going to take 1 jar, 1 bowl. We're going to come out this way. Drink. Slightly salty, that's because it's connected to the ocean. The pottery jar, we're going to activate it, and we're going to fill it. Pottery bowl, we're going to activate it and fill it. We'll open these up. Oh, actually the jar holds less. Oh well, that's all right. Jar's still useful for other things later, but now we have water, and I'll show you here in just a second. If we take the pottery jar and put it in, and we take this bowl and put it in, we'll open those up. So the water's heating up. We're going to go back to our tile while we're waiting. Oh, actually, real quick, we're going to do this. Take the lump, we're going to activate the lump, and we're going to try to improve this pickaxe. Oh, sorry. Say there's the error. Repair the pickaxe before you try improving it. So we have to repair it first. Now we can try to improve it. Repair. Improve. Repair. Improve. And rinse and repeat. Okay, now we're up to 4.1. We should be able to improve it one more time. As long as this number is below this, you should be able to improve it. However, the lump is in too poor shape to improve the pickaxe. That means that the quality level is below that of the pickaxe. So now this is as far as we can improve it for now. But if we then spin around and we activate this pickaxe and we attempt to get a few lumps from here, we'll open this guy up as well. So we can see the iron ore here. So we've only got quality level 1 so far. This is where you want to start separating stuff. So we can put this guy back into. Oh, see, there we got an 11. So we want that guy to go in there. Let's see if we can get a couple more that are similar quality. And there's our message saying we can't mine anymore. But there's another 11. So we'll put it in there as well. And that's all ones. So that's not going to help us at all. We can make sure the campfire stays fueled. Put 2 more peats in there to fuel that. So we can mine 2 more times. That's a 1. That's a 1. So all 7 of those are 1s. So we're just going to dump them in. They're all going to heat up, but we can be selective as to which ones we pull out. We're probably going to put these 1s in with the 4, which is going to bring the quality level of the 4 down, but that's okay. It goes by the quality level and weight when it does an average. So it's not just, oh, well, I put 1 of these in and I had, a ton of a higher quality and it dropped me way down. It's going to do some of that, but it's also based on the weight of the ore too. So if you have 100 weight in 1, and you can't get that high, it won't let you. But as an example, if you had quality level 4, the 4.88 at 100 weight, and you put 1 quality level 1 in there at 2 weight, it's going to take the weight into account, and it's going to be out of that 102 weight. How much of it is quality level 4? How much of it is quality level 1? That's where your setup is going to be. These are about to burn off. Okay, so the fire is now stoked further. This is now water. It's no longer salty water. But we'll let it keep going for a bit and see if it turns into salt. Okay, so we need, this iron lump right here. And our anvil. Oh, no, we already have the hatchet head, carving knife. Okay, so what we need, these branches aren't going to give us hardly anything. Let's see what we can make with those and the carving knife, since it's a regular carving knife now. See if we get other options. Nope, we just get shafts, crude shafts, and kindling. Don't believe you can combine branches. Nope. Let's see if we can get any more shafts out of them. I don't think we can. Nope. Can we get kindling? Nope. So these branches are literally firewood. That's it. That's all you do. Once they're at that point, they're not going to make a difference. Okay, so we have this one. And we could make a fishing pole, but we would need other stuff with it. So like bait and the hook and the fishing line and all that stuff. That is literally just the pole. There's not a whole lot we can do with this one other than possibly make another handle. So we may as well get that one out of the way. And you'll need handles for different things. You'll need shafts for different things, different tools. So it's always handy to have several on hand. We're also going to need pegs for the boat when we start making a boat. We'll need arrow shafts if we're going to be making arrows for ranged combat, belaying pins for boats. Think the wood reel is something for the fishing as well. I've never used a clay shaper, so I honestly couldn't tell you on that one. I don't know why it's not. I've got a 50% chance. It was 6 attempts. 7. There we go. 8 attempts to get 1 on a 50% chance. Ten attempts for 2 handles. That's more like a 20% chance. But regardless, now you can take the handles. Oh, no, that's right. You can't. But we can't. We still have 2 shafts. We can do hatchet head. And make a hatchet. And we do have some corn, so we could make bait. All right, now we have an iron hatchet, and we're going to want to improve that. The handles can go in there. We need wood to improve the mallet, but it's already at a 9, so we're okay there. Let's get back to this one so we can see it. We can go ahead and eat that other blueberry to get that out of the way. Rotten lingonberry can go in there and burn up. Moldy potato can go in there and get burned up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that iron lump can go back in there. The iron pickaxe, we're going to repair that. We're going to open this guy up and take these 2 iron lumps out. Combine those. The carving knife can go in there. We're done carving for now. The iron, or the anvil, can go in there. And the pickaxe can no longer be improved because it's cold. So we put the lump back in there, and we can take these guys. Actually, we're going to take all of that. This is garbage. And it doesn't matter which one you activate to be able to combine them. I just tend to go for whatever has the highest say it's still 3.17. That's still not terrible for starter iron. And then this one can go back in there. So we have 2 iron lumps staying hot. The water in the pottery jars. You can do potato, a corn, and let's see, a lingonberry. And do lore. Oops, I'm too far away. Let's get a little closer. Now let's do the lore on this. A vegetable stew when cooked. So we'll let that cook, and we'll have a vegetable stew. That's a hot meal. That'll get our cooking started. And we don't need a whole lot, but it's nice to get some of that going. And actually, we need, where'd the anvil go? We need the anvil just to make sure we don't already have it. We don't. And we'll take this lump, because that's the garbage one. Put those in, and we need, where's my tools? Right there, chisel blade. Just want one chisel blade. We need one of the handles. Create tools, stone chisel. You can do that in the crafting window as well. Now we have a stone chisel. Now the lump can go back into the campfire, and I know that I have too many windows open. It's getting a little confusing for those that are watching. We don't need the crude pickaxe at the moment. What we want is some of this, where'd it go? Rock shards right here. We're going to take as many rock shards as we can, which is only 3 apparently. We're going to combine those. We're going to open this back up. We're going to put the stone chisel in and the rock shards in. And we want stone bricks. And you can make quite a few stone bricks with only a couple of rock shards. Three and 3. So we put the stone bricks back in there and take some more rock shards. We'll combine those and create again. Now, since I left the one that we were working on in there, it still counts that as what's already been put in. You don't have to drag it over again. We need 11 stone bricks and 11 clay to make a forge. So far, we're not being totally successful. We're just now passing the hour threshold. So probably run this just a little bit more. And then that'll be it for Ironman for a couple of days. Do have some other stuff that I want to get done. So put those in there. We'll grab some more rock shards. And work some more. I'm going to be working on a new video for the map creation, but I got to get the I already tried to do one this morning, and for whatever reason it's erroring out, so I may have to delete that copy and re-download, try again. The window itself was opening up and I was able to do the height map, but as soon as I started to drop the dirt, it would error on me. So we're going to see what's going on with that, and hopefully within the next couple of days we'll have let's see, how many do we have? We have 9. Hopefully in the next couple of days we're going to have a video start to finish for the map generation. For those of you that are interested in making your own maps for Wurm. And that's not to say that there won't be struggles with it. There always seems to be struggles. For this server, I ended up having to fix the map twice. The first time there was just some really nasty issues. And then I thought everything was fixed, so I went ahead and launched public. And then I noticed some of my players noticed that there were no you couldn't mine anything except for I think it was sandstone and rock salt, and that's definitely not what I wanted. So I had to go back and check the documentation for it, and discovered that I did one thing, one step out of order, and I fixed that. Now all the ores are in, and things are actually working the way they should. I tried to lay a bunch of rivers in the map and it wasn't working, so I had to actually carve out my own rivers, and there's mods for that if you're GM that allow you to alter the actual height map in game. So okay, that should be about it for the rock shards, and we can drop the chisel back in. Yeah, we want the chisel in there so it can heat up. We're going to grab, we don't need that anymore, we need this guy. And we're going to close this and close this. And hopefully we can still mine here. May have to move that box out of the way. But if we can break through this wall, we'll put the forge over there. Wall will break soon. Good. That usually means that within 5 to 10 hits, it's coming down. Again, kind of depends on your server and what the minimum is set to as far as how many rocks and stuff are on the wall. I believe I don't know for certain, but I believe this one's set to 25. Actually, I'll be able to tell you here in a second. There's only 2 of us on the server right now. And on this character, I cannot see who that other person is. Okay, so now we can put the... Open this guy up. We need... We're going to grab 3 stone bricks and the clay. Right there, the clay. And what you're going to do, this is the tile. So we're going to make sure that's the wall, that's a wall, that's a wall. So we want pretty much right in the center of this guy. Activate the clay, right click the stone brick and go to create. Now we're going to go to furnaces and forge. You can also do the oven. You can make guard towers, obelisks, foundation pillars, wells, make an altar, decorative pillars, and then the unavailable is the stuff that you're not skilled enough to do yet. Okay? Right now we're just going to make the forge. And let me see here. Minimum mining hits required 25 is what we've got it set for. Okay, now we add the forge to the crafting window. Okay, it says we need 10 clay, 10 stone bricks. So since we already have a couple left on us, we're going to add the stone bricks to get those out of the way. Because those carry a lot more weight, and then I'll be able to move a little bit more. Or move a little easier, I should say. Right now, there we are. Now we're at 75% move speed. If you look at the little tooltip pop-up up here in the corner, 100% speed, any carried weight under 20. Under 20. So it says speed limit is 20 at 100%. Now I've found that even if I'm right at 20, it still drops me down to 75. Same with the 35 at 75, you want under 35. 70 at 25, you want under 70. And that's going to put you at 25% of your movement speed. So we're going to close these for just a second. That is an unfinished forge. It's just a standard stone forge. Wurm Online allows for different types of forges. Wurm Unlimited, you're allowed to make a stone forge. Not slate, not marble, none of that stuff. Just a basic stone's forge. So don't think you're going to be able to get all fancy. Open this, and we want more stone bricks, basically as many as we can carry, but we're going to continue with the clay. And we can actually face the forge. Move this guy down here because we don't need to see any of this stuff. This can be closed. Right now this is working up masonry specifically for stone. I don't know if it's actually stone cutting. No, it's just masonry. So the stone cutting was actually making the bricks. Since I hadn't opened it up, it was still green. It's like all of this up here. Knives, we haven't used the knife in a while. Haven't used the carving knife in a while. So because I haven't actually taken a look at them, they stayed green. It's just to indicate that there was some sort of an improvement. So we're going to finish this forge and then call it there. Getting closer with the clay. We've only got 5 left. And every failure, it does take a little bit of clay away. Oh, I guess it doesn't. Some things it does. I guess I should have said that I don't remember if it does, but success takes away 2. So we may have to go and get more clay. Yep, we're gonna need more clay. I got a little guy that's whining because he wants to go out. Ah, what are you doing, little man? Yeah, what you doing? Give Mom a minute, okay? Yeah, she'll let you out. Don't worry. So we'll get this last one in. We'll put the bricks in. Go get some more clay. Finish it up. All right, that's all we're going to be able to add as far as the clay goes for now. We still need 2. So we're going to drop those back in there. We'll get these bricks in just so that we're not putting them back in the container. All right. Peanut, behave. Mom's getting ready. She'll let you out in a second. See if we can get this last brick in. There we go. Okay, so we're going to drop the crude pickaxe. We're going to close that guy. And we're going to grab the shovel. And we will end up making new shovels and all that stuff. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to go up and around. So that goes to show you when you're getting ready to do a forge and you know that you need 11 clay, you need 22 weight specifically for the forge. That way you don't have to run halfway across the map to find more clay. See, now it's nighttime. So hopefully we can find our spot again. I think it was over this rise over here. I do tend to do a lot of work in the mine because I really enjoy the mining aspect of it. Yep, there it is over there. Yeah, mining is very satisfying to me in this game. You can make a lot of stuff with different mined materials. I mean, overall, there's a lot of things that are very satisfying in this game. I mean, just taking the time to actually make a boat, even if it's just a little rowboat. It's time consuming. It requires a lot of ingredients or materials or whatever. Um, and the satisfaction, once you get it done, especially if you're one of the first ones on the server to make that particular type of boat or whatever. And then you need um, the what is it called? The body control to be able to sail that boat in whatever capacity. Even a rowboat requires a minimum body control. Let me see here. So the small sailing boat, for example, that's the second smallest. So the rowboat is the first, and then the small sailing boat requires 20.10 mind logic to command. So it's not body control. I apologize. It's the mind logic. Um, Body control is needed for carts and being able to ride animals. But it's also useful in like combat and various other aspects. So that's why I said earlier that you the whole goal of the game is to get your skills up in whatever capacity, different areas that you want to get your skills. There are players out there that thrill on the idea of having everything maxed. I'm going to go ahead and dig a few more. And we'll take these back with us. Take that. Combine that. Okay, that's 30 weight. That's good enough. Regardless, we're going to be a little slow anyway. So our total weight right now is 34.2, so we have not hit that 75%. We are moving at 75%. Anything 35 and above is going to drop us down to 25%. The weight of the staff does count. So I've got equipment weight of 2, inventory weight of 32.2, giving me a total of 34.2. And we need to be 35 or less to move at a decent speed still. I do wish that the clay was closer, but that's okay. It's within range. I don't have to go that far. And every once in a while you hear the wolves in the background. They do come out at night. They're also out during the day, but you see them more frequently at night. So we have to be mindful of that. I do not have guards on my deed. So any aggressive creature that comes on my deed, I have to fend off myself. Where's the water? Over here. We went too far that direction. There she is. All right, so since we already have the clay in hand, we're going to add that to the crafting window. We're going to bring the clay in. We only need 2 more. Too far away to do that. Okay, well, now I'm not. Ironman is a rougher start, without a doubt, but it doesn't mean you can't still do the same things. And it's not like some other games where you absolutely cannot use, well, one in particular where you can't use the marketplace or anything like that. There's another version where you literally only have your inventory. You can't use the bank. Different games have different aspects of what Ironman actually means. This one, simply put, you drop your gear, you start with nothing, um, and it's just gone. You're starting with nothing. Where are my stone bricks at? Right here. So we're going to grab a few. Oh, try that again. Grab a few more. We can drop the clay. Grab a few more. We need 5. We can hold 4. So now we're down to 4. We have the last 4 in our inventory. So we don't need that open. Don't need that open. This can actually be shifted over here. We're still getting masonry skill. Body strength, mind logic. Gotta put 2 more bricks in. Last one. There we go. Forge is done. Now, since we don't have reinforced floors, it's kind of hard to see, but we can go move to center. And then what I like to do is shove it back against the wall. That is 6 pushes. We move up and we do 2 gentles. Okay. And that, kind of hard to see, but that is tight up against the wall. And it's centered in the tile, provided you were standing right in front of it, square on. So right here, and you try to get the blue square as straight as possible, and you just shove it back. I wasn't too concerned about it because I'm probably going to end up moving that again down the road. But now the forge is there. Now we can open this up. We can actually close the crafting window. We take the kindling, the wood scraps, combine them. Hopefully we don't need more kindling. But make sure the wood scrap or your steel and flint is active. And you go to why? Oh, no, that's right. For the forge, you have to do it differently. So what you do is you take a piece of kindling, you open this guy up, so we can close the pile so it's not confusing. You put the kindling in the fire, and you wait. It's got to catch fire first. So once it starts taking damage, you take it out. And it doesn't take too long, but it takes a little bit. While we're here, we can open the pottery bowl. We have a hot vegetable stew. Oh, I guess you got to take the whole pottery bowl out. And you can eat the vegetable stew. It's too hot. It's got to cool off. Oh, because it's boiling. Oops. And those did not turn into salt. That's just water. That's all right. We can take the pottery jar out. We can take this other pottery bowl out. We don't necessarily need boiling water. See, now it's taking damage, so I take that out. We go over here to the forge, open it. Maybe not open it. Um, was it a wood scrap? I don't remember. Don't remember. Let me see here. I could have swore. Hmm. And now it's not hot. Oh, it's not the kindling. It is the wood scrap. So let's do that. Let's put the wood scrap in there. Sorry about that, guys. I want to show you the proper stuff in case you ever lose your steel and flint or you're doing an Ironman setup, on how to actually get your stuff going. So we'll take this guy out as soon as it starts burning. There we go. Ooh, we don't want to go that way. We want to go this way. We're going to activate the wood scrap. Are you kidding me? There we go. So it's you got to be quick. You got to be quick. And then you can put fuel in there, and we're not going to waste any fuel at the moment, but you can put your lumps and all that stuff in there. There you go. There's the lit forge. So we managed to get that far. But that is going to be it for this episode. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Uh, be another one in a couple of days, and we'll just kind of go from there. We'll keep pushing with the Ironman saga, and hopefully um, this one ends up producing some results. But stay tuned for other videos. We're going to be dealing with a lot of different stuff. So I still have a tutorial series that I'm going to be doing based on the Gamester for Life series, which is a extremely informative series. I encourage everybody to watch them, not just my, necessarily my videos, but go watch his videos. Gamester is no longer with us, um, but his videos still live on, and he gave us a wonderful legacy for the Wurm community. So appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.